that if Taiwan really wants to grow, I think Taiwan on the surface is very, very welcoming and friendly. There is so much going on in this place. I think Taiwan still has an approach of throwing more people at a problem, not necessarily automation. Things that are pretty common in other developed economies is actually really difficult. I think is a little bit underrepresented. The farther you dig down, there are some things that are just very difficult. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement. Taiwan is still a little bit behind.
Hi， 大家好，欢迎来 Welcome To Taiwan。今天我们跑去到台北，跟我们美国朋友聊天。影片开始以前，请不要忘记订阅、按赞、开始小铃铛，谢谢大家。
My name is Spencer Jamelka. I come from Colorado, United States, and currently I am consulting for AI. So doing AI integrations and implementations for companies that are interested in deploying AI.
Let's go back memory lane. From the first moment you arrived in Taiwan, how did you settle down, found your feet?
When I came over, my credit card wasn't working, my debit card wasn't working, so I couldn't get money out. I remember taking the taxi in from the airport, and I said, go to Wenshan-Chu. No one knows where Wenshan-Chu is. It's Muzha, you say Muzha, but at the time, I had no idea what people said here, right? And like, this is pre-iPhone days, right? So all I could say is, 我要到 Wenshan-Chu, and like, 文山区在哪里?
Yeah.
And I went to 7-Eleven having no access to money or whatever, and I just ran into a guy randomly, and it turned out that he had a taofang just right next to Zhengda, and he rented it to me for, I don't know, 4,000 NT a month or something, which was perfect for me because I was on scholarship money at the time. And so it was very sink or swim. And at the time, my Chinese I learned in Beijing, right? So I had a very heavy Beijing accent. So no, it was all Erhua, like, 图书馆, 我们到哪儿, and that sort of stuff, right? And the rugby team, they were about 3 months in, they're like, dude, you need to stop. And after that, I decided, all right, I'm gonna go try and like make my Chinese sound a little bit more Taiwanese. So now I'm in a weird place in the middle.
How would you compare life in Taiwan to life in Colorado?
I mean, there are a lot of big differences, right? Specifically around the way that people move, and I mean transportation. So Colorado, everything is pretty spread out, and you drive everywhere. Here, especially in Taipei, everything is just right down the street. You have a 7-Eleven on every street corner. I think the healthcare system here is unique. The way that they've been able to build a system that has been well integrated, relatively, there's a lot of places for improvement, but having a Jianbaoka, an interconnected system, has solved a lot of problems that other countries face, things like insurance costs. So I think they've done an excellent job building, deploying, and maintaining the system. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but that is something unique that I hope other countries can learn from. There is so much going on in this place culturally, linguistically, that I think is a little bit underrepresented and not understood very well, myself included. And I feel like it could really bring more to the surface about how deep the island culture is here. Not just the Han side, but even before that.
That's right. And what's your most difficult challenge since you've been here in Taiwan?
One thing that I did here was I built a brewery, a microbrewery called Red Point Brewing, and that was a very difficult experience because it's something that many people don't come here to do or to try.
Yeah.
And back then, craft brewing was not as popular as it is now. I'm talking 13 years ago. So building that business, starting a factory, learning everything that it required, and then doing that all in Mandarin, because everything that we had to do, right, was with the Taoyuan government, who were very, very helpful, always great, but still, there's a lot of things that you don't know that you have to learn as you go or deal with as you build something at scale. So that was a difficult thing to do. We're still around, still making beer. So I'm proud to say this. It was a success.
Where can somebody find this?
Oh,
Do you
sure.
Have it available at
Oh,
7-Eleven?
yeah. I mean, the first place I'd point people is to the Brass Monkey. So Brass Monkey on Fuxing, as well as On Tap has our draft beer. I mean, we're sold island-wide, Tainan, Taichung, all over. So while I'm not as big a part of it as I was before, I'm still proud of what we built.
18 years. What has Taiwan taught you?
So just learning to work in a different cultural framework has been really powerful, because I've learned that there's many different ways to view a problem, not necessarily just a Western or an Eastern way to put it into broad categories. So it's really opened up my mind as to how you can approach things in a different way.
Okay. And if you had to change anything in Taiwan, what would it be?
I think Taiwan on the surface is very, very welcoming and friendly to outside, I'd say, entrepreneurial activities. But there are a lot of difficulties that you run into. One of the big ones is access to capital. So what I mean is bank loans, credit cards, things that are pretty common in other developed economies is actually really difficult for entrepreneurs or expats to have access to. Programs are typically all in Chinese. There's not a lot of English help. Banks in general are very conservative when it comes to things like loan applications. So it's been very difficult unless you have a Taiwan partner or Taiwan connections, which I don't think should be necessary to really bootstrap a business here. It's more that the farther you dig down, there are some things that are just very difficult for someone who's completely outside of the system to access. And I think if you look at other economies, Singapore, Hong Kong, even like Malaysia, it's a lot easier for expat entrepreneurs to do work there. Taiwan is still a little bit behind.
But in terms of access to maybe funding, you think if I go to the States, would I be able to get a loan from the bank?
Absolutely. So it depends, of course, on your resident status, right? Like green cards and all of that. But if you have collateral and you have a business plan, they don't look at your nationality first. They look at what does the business.
Okay.
And so even us, a business at scale, had a lot of difficulty talking to financial institutions simply because the Fuziren, which was me, was an expat. So I think that there's a lot of room for improvement there from a mindset perspective, that if Taiwan really wants to grow and especially bring in more foreign capital and entrepreneurs, it has to give a little bit more access.
How long have you been in Taiwan?
Okay, 18 years. I originally came here to study Chinese and then get a master's degree. So the Taiwan government was very generous and gave me a full ride scholarship. So I came to, pursue that, and then after I graduated, I've just stayed here ever since.
So you came here to study through a scholarship. Then why did you stay this long?
There's a joke in like the expat community where maybe you come to Taiwan for 6 months or a year and you end up staying 10. It's just such a nice place to live. I think it's an absolute gem in Asia as a place that's comfortable, that's relatively warm and accepting, and I just fell in love with it. I also spent 2 years in China before this, lived in Beijing and Nanjing, so I've had experience living in other places. I hope it's clear that I definitely love this place. I've been here for so long, and there's so much that Taiwan has to offer, and I don't feel like it's being communicated very well outside of Taiwan. I think that people consider Taiwan to either be dangerous because of all the global situation, but there's so much to offer here as far as being a vibrant democracy. I mean, their voting system is really pretty impressive and very grassroots. The arts community, its leadership in LGBTQ sort of stuff, it's really a special place, and I don't think it gets enough credit maybe because its size or its proximity or whatever, that it really deserves. And I'm also not sure how to give that message, put that message out more. But I think that people abroad don't pay it quite as much attention as they should.
Channels like this are all about that, to help people.
That's excellent. This is a great way, for that sort of awareness.
To improve awareness of what's going on here and how people feel about living here. I think from the horse's mouth, those that live here will be able to give other people a much more confident assurance as to life, what is life.
Right. And then it's worth it for Taiwan to have its own, cultural identity abroad. I think that's very important.
Consulting. Where can somebody find you?
Oh, sure. So the consulting firm I work for is based out of Singapore, Levelheads Consulting, Levelheads Advisory, and you can find us on our website, levelheads.net.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And would you mind to explain us a little bit, how do you go about this? If I have a business and I wanted to go AI, what should I do?
I'm talking anything from integrating AI agents into your business to take care of inventory or sales orders, building systems and integrating systems. All of it's possible now. It's just I feel like there's a lack of imagination as to actually where it is. So it's an exciting time.
Let's say, how is their approach towards integrating AI?
I think Taiwan still has an approach of throwing more people at a problem, not necessarily automation, and so it's not caught on yet, and I think that's to a detriment. I think it's going to be something that they're going to need to catch up on very quickly.
All right. Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
Oh, that I love the place. I mean, I want to make that very clear. I've been here for 18 years, and I will be the first to say that the U.S. has many, many problems. The first to say that. So any criticism that I have is because I want this place to improve, become more competitive, and to do even better. Because this has become a second home for me.
And thank you very much for giving us your time, sharing your life experience living in Taiwan, and hope you continue to enjoy your stay here in Taiwan.
Of course. Yeah. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
Yep. 感谢你收看，有喜欢不喜欢 Please don't forget to click that subscription button, like the video, help us share if you can, and see you in my next video. Thank you.
感谢大家。